Hello to everyone. The aim of this presentation is to introduce learners to the tool of pest analysis, so to understand how to record the factors that provide a macro-environmental view. At the end of this presentation, you'll be able to record all the external macro-environmental factors that have to be taken into consideration and conduct a pest analysis. What is pest analysis? Pest analysis is a tool to use in order to analyze the political, economic, socio-cultural and technological changes in an organization's environment. This tool helps us to understand the forces of change that the organization is exposed to and the presented opportunities that the organization could take advantage of. Pest analysis is often linked with SWOT analysis. However, the two tools have different areas of focus. Pest analysis looks at big picture factors that might influence a decision, a market, or a potential new business. SWOT analysis, on the other hand, explores the factors that a business, product line, or product level. These tools complement one another and are often used together. Pest analysis is the most common approach for considering the external business environment. The underlying thinking of the pest analysis is that the enterprise has to react to changes in each external environment. The basic pest analysis includes four factors: political, laws, global issues, legislation and regulations which may have an effect on your business either immediately or in the future; economic, taxes, interest rates, inflation, the stock markets and consumer confidence all need to be taken into account; social-cultural, the changes in lifestyle and buying trends, media, major events, ethics, advertising and publicity factors; technological, innovations, access to technology, licensing and patents, manufacturing, research funding, global communications. Here are some factors that someone can bear in mind when he's conducting a pest analysis for his or her own organization. Political factors to consider. Depending on the country, how well developed are property rights and the rule of law, and how widespread are corruption and organized crime. How are these situations likely to change, and how is this likely to affect you? Could any pending legislation or taxation changes affect your business either positively or negatively? How does government approach corporate policy, corporate social responsibility, environmental issues, and customer protection legislation? What impact does this have and is likely to change? Are there any other political factors that are likely to change? Economic factors to consider. How stable is the current economy? Is it growing, stagnating, or declining? What is the unemployment rate? Will it be easy to build a skilled workforce, or will it be expensive to hire skilled labor? Do consumers and businesses have easy access to credit? If not, how will this affect your organization? Are there any other economic factors that you should consider? Socio-cultural factors to consider. What are your society's levels of health, education, and social mobility? How are these changing, and what impact does this have? What employment patterns, job market trends, and attitudes toward work can you observe? Are these different for different age groups? What social attitudes could affect your business? Have there been recent socio-cultural changes that might affect this? Are any other socio-cultural factors likely to drive change for your business? Technological factors to consider. Are there any new technologies on the horizon that could radically affect your work or your industry? In which areas do governments and education institutions focus their research? Is there anything you can do to take advantage of this? How infrastructure changes have affected work patterns, for example, levels of remote working? Are there existing technological hubs that you could work with or learn from? Are there any other technological factors that you should consider? Here is an example of pest analysis in case of a museum. There are the political factors such as alterations in political priorities and interest, as well as any expectations of interested political parties. Economic factors such as the funding and financial support by the government and other stakeholders, museum council, museum members, donors, or other individuals. Social factors like the social support, contribution, and inclusion to the museum activities. Technological factors like digitization, feature exhibitions, installations, IT management system, electronic ticket, ESOP, QR codes, and high-end audio tools and online museum collections databases. Now that you have finished watching this presentation, you will be able to record all the external macroenvironmental factors that might be affecting the position of one's organization and conduct a pest analysis. Thank you.